Trying to film this in a hostel dorm room is a hopeful endeavor, to say the least. Okay, hola there, my beautiful friends. Welcome to this video. It's a bit of a heavy one. It's a bit of something I never thought I would really make, but wow. Life throws you in so many different directions, and before you make any righteous comment for or against anything, please just listen to what I have to say, because you may find that I touch on the thing that you want to comment about, and maybe we even agree. Okay. I believe in veganism morally, without a doubt in my brain, and I will continue to cook vegan food when I am at home. Without a doubt, it's the way that I love to cook, it's the way I'm used to cooking, it's the way I know cooking, and I do feel my best when I can fuel my body properly on a plant-based diet. This will change eventually, as I really do want a homestead one day, have my own chickens, have goats, and I can make my own goat cheese and have my own eggs. And I believe in consuming plant or animal-based products when they are ethical. So whether you have your own homestead or you're buying from a local farmer, I do believe in that. Or maybe you or your partner likes to hunt. And as long as it's done morally and ethically, I do believe that that is just totally fine. And it's how we've lived on this earth for ever. And I know some people will be like, it's never ethical to kill an animal. And you know, I agree, but at the same time, it's like we've done this for hundreds of thousands of years, like throughout our entire world history. Animals have killed other animals to survive, and who am I to say that it's wrong or you shouldn't do that? It's actually how I would like to live. But being in a kind of Western society growing up, I was able to make the choice not to eat meat. And it was a choice that I made when I was 11 years old, because the reality of animals having to die just like shocked me. Like, it really hit me in my core. Like, I knew when I was eating chicken, I was eating chicken, and I knew when I was eating pork, I was eating pig when I was a kid, but the reality of the situation like just shocked me when I was 11 years old. It just really, really hit me. And that's when my journey started. There was a period of time when I was a young teenager at the start of high school where I started eating meat again for like 6 months, maybe a year at the very, very most. I can't really remember timeline wise. And when I realized that it was affecting me, I began to eat vegetarian again, cut out milk just because I noticed that it made my tummy rumble in ways that didn't feel good, and stopped eating cheese. Still ate goat cheese and eggs, but didn't consume any cow products. I had a bunch of skin issues when I was in my late teen years. It was throughout a huge portion of my life, but I really decided to like dive into what was going on in my late teen years. So I figured maybe I was low in omegas. So I started eating fish again for a period of time. It didn't really help me, so cut that out. Cut out all animal products, and then was vegan from the time I was about 17 years old, and I am now 24. I'll be turning 25 in a month. So yeah, it's been a long journey of being primarily plant-based for over half of my life. And this is not something that's ever going to change inside of me. Like, I know cooking, like I've just said, from eating plant-based, and that's how I love to create food as well, and it's just what I'm used to, really. So that's never going to change in my videos, and I know that a lot of people are going to click on this video and be like, you're not a real vegan, you're not a real, like, whatever. And no, I'm not. I'm not. I didn't make this decision because I watched a documentary. I made it because it was true to my heart and true to my soul, and it will continue to be true to my heart and true to my soul. So yeah, the point why I'm making this really is because I can't really speak on any environmental problems when it comes to the plant-based diet, for or against, because I'm just not educated enough to speak on that. And I'm also not a naturopath, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you how you should eat or what you should eat or what's right for you. All I know is me, my own intuition, my own body, and I have struggled with my health over the last like 8 months or so. which I think primarily had to do with a lot of stress. But in that, I was actually stressed because I couldn't fuel my body properly at points. And if you've been hanging out with me for a while, you know that I've suffered with an eating disorder, orthorexia, for like, damn, I don't even know how long. I didn't even realize it was a problem for most of the time that I was orthorexic. So, I feel like I'm just rambling on a tangent right now, but while traveling, it's extremely, extremely difficult to be vegan. And it's not true in every single country that I've been to. Like, for instance, Spain, super easy to be vegan. But then you go a little bit more north to France and it's so difficult. I've been to Germany, super easy to be vegan. And then you go a little bit more south to Italy and it's extremely difficult. So although not true for every place in the world, many places are extremely difficult to be vegan. And I tried so hard to keep my vegan diet when I was traveling, but it just wasn't possible all of the time with language barriers. You know, pizzas would come out with cheese or pasta would come out with Parmesan, or I'd be in Asia and although I'd say no egg, they'd put egg in my pad thai. And you know, it's just, at some point I just had to give it up. Like, I just had to release control because I realized that this control was making me anxious, and it was making me anxious because I wanted to like share this vegan journey. I wanted to share vegan food with you guys online, and it's what I love. And I know some people will be like, well, why wouldn't you just send the pasta back or send the pizza back or send the pad thai back? Like, you said no cheese or no eggs, so just like send it back. But I have such a hard time with like wasting food, and I don't like, I've done a lot of thinking about this, and I've thought like, oh, maybe it's like, I don't know, my dad that made me have to eat the last bite of every single meal when I was a kid, and probably that feeds into it. But really, I just have a really hard time wasting food when I'm passing people that can't feed themselves. When I walk by impoverished people and I have the privilege to send a pizza back because it has cheese on it, or the pad thai has eggs in it, like, that's it's so wrong inside of my heart. Like, I just can't. Like, I just can't. I can't do that, and I'm sorry, but I just can't. And all of that led me into a cystic acne, high anxiety, just not great state. And I saw a naturopath at the beginning of this year, which was really, really helpful for me. And when I can be settled at home and eat entirely vegan, it's super sustainable for me. I feel great. And yeah, but like I said, I would like to have a homestead one day and make my own things for, one, just pure enjoyment, and also, I don't know, just to fill my life dreams, I guess. And when I have my own animals, I think it's just, you know, I'm putting in the work to get the products that I want to eat and to enjoy. And the reason I do feel okay more so eating cheese and eggs from this environment where I am currently, Namibia, is because they don't hide it. Like, there are farmers walking up and down the highway with their like 20 cows just like eating dead grass, and there are chickens in the backs of restaurants, and I don't know, it just seems like a lot more wholesome, and I can see where the things are coming from, which makes me feel a lot better about it ethically. But ultimately, I just had to realize that when I am traveling in places that are not easy to be vegan, my health will suffer. And maybe this is a really selfish thing, but I just don't want to deal with the health problems that I dealt with at the beginning of this year, end of last year, because I was like not okay from not eating a balanced diet for a long period of time while traveling. And I need like just even the extra calories and the extra vitamins that are in eggs and cheese helps me a lot. And I already feel like so much better. I've been here for 3 weeks and I didn't have a painful period. I haven't been super anxious or stressed or sad or feeling tired and drained and all of the things if I tried to maintain a vegan diet, where it's just not possible, at least not in a balanced full way. So why do I say it's dangerous in the title? This has a lot to do with eating disorders, because I think that a lot of young people will see somebody online that is promoting a vegan diet, and primarily the people that are big promoting the vegan diet are skinny, thin, strong, healthy, like all of these buzzwords and these things that will catch our attention, and young women will see this. I mean, I can only speak for women, I can't speak for men. This is just my experience, but women will see this because these things, these pretty people, these fit people will grab our attention, and they're on a vegan diet, and we think, oh, we want to look like them, so we're gonna, do this thing. And a lot of the time it's very subconscious. We're not even really realizing that, oh, it's like we want to be like them. We're not exactly saying that, but we want to be pretty like them, or beautiful like them, or fit like them, or thin like them. So we do what they're doing with a total disregard to how our body feels and how we individually should feel our body. I will say I do not believe that a vegan diet is sustainable for every single person. Again, people may hate me for saying that, but I really, really do not. We have to think about our DNA and our ancestry, which is, the same thing. You are DNA, and when you eat a diet that is for you, then you're going to most likely live a long, happy, healthy life with not a lot of health complications. And when you're not fueling your body in a way that is optimal for your unique body, you're going to have health complications, because your genes will get, the negative genes inside of you, which all of us have, will get expressed. So when I saw my naturopath, for instance, she told me that it was great for me to intuitively not eat like red meats or a large portion of meat, because my genetics will be expressed with high cholesterol and more likelihood of obesity, heart disease, and all of these factors. So she said, intuitively, you made the right decision from a very young age to be plant-based. So that confirmed the fact that, I can survive a long and happy life eating plant-based diet as long as I can do it in a way where I am being conscious and aware of what I'm fueling my body with. But not everyone is like that. And if you are on a plant-based vegan diet and you are having high rates of anxiety, depression, acne, painful periods, weight loss, like any of these factors, please go see a naturopath, because there is something wrong. There's something wrong. We should not live a life of high anxiety. And a lot of vegans that their body just is not doing well on a vegan diet, it will be expressed in anxiety and depression. So please go see a naturopath and get your blood tested, get your DNA tested, see what diet is actually right for you. And I'm saying this out of love of humans, and if you are worried about the ethical implications of a animal-based or eating animal products, then I think the only way to really move through that is your connection with the divine power. Prayer over your meals is really important, and there's a beautiful prayer that I've heard that I really, really love, and I've been doing a lot, especially as I have been eating eggs and cheese recently, is just sitting over my meal and saying, I acknowledge the life that had or has to live to create this meal. I appreciate it and I love it, and I will use this meal for fuel to do something even more beautiful and powerful in this world. So basically in that prayer, I'm acknowledging the life that has or had to live to create this thing, and I'm also saying that I'm going to use it for fuel to live my highest purpose. Although humans, we can intellectualize and build businesses and create big buildings and the internet and all of the things, we are animals. And in the animal kingdom, some animals eat other animals, and that's just how it is. But to carry on the eating disorder train, a lot of people I know will use the vegan plant-based diet as a way to eliminate foods that may not be seen as healthy. And it's almost a like moral way to feed into your eating disorder, because you're like, oh, well, I can't eat that because I'm vegan. So it makes you feel like you're, you know, above, or you're doing something right, but in actuality, you are just scared of cheese, or you are just scared of eggs, or you are just scared of the fat on that steak, and you're just feeding into an already existing problem, but from a way that makes you feel and look morally correct. And I just want to acknowledge the fact that that is so true for so many people. And we're just always looking for a new diet or a new trend or a new thing to get on when we do have an eating disorder. And most women have suffered with an eating disorder at some point in their life, or will continue to do so for their entire life. Body dysmorphia is a huge thing for women, and we're always trying to find something to make us prettier or make us thinner or make us better or more beautiful or whatever. And I just want to tell you that the most beautiful you will ever be is in your highest expression, and that is living a life that is authentic to you. Something that I've really realized in my life is that my eating disorder was a lack of self-worth. And I think that is true for most people. It is a lack of self-worth. So to grow past this, we have to be in touch with our inner being and know our value and know our worth in this world. Okay, so I said a lot of things, and I feel like there's going to be stuff that I missed. There's going to be stuff that people want me to elaborate on, whatever. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. Please just be respectful and kind no matter what side that you're on, because that's how people will hear you most. When you are respectful and kind, people are more receptive to listening. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope that you can respect me in all of my choices and continue to watch my videos. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you again so very soon. Mwah.